Hello everyone, it is a beautiful Tuesday at noon. I was going to say morning. Here in the Pacific Northwest, I have sunlight actually streaming in through my windows, so it's a nice time to be doing a Facebook Live. So if you are watching it here in my private Facebook group, Ageless Style and Beauty by Karen, or this is actually also going to be on IGTV, welcome. Thank you for watching. And a little bit about me, I'm Karen Harima. I'm a personal wardrobe stylist. I blog about style and beauty at stylebykaren.com. And I am an ambassador for the Stella & Dot family of brands, which includes skincare and accessories. Today the topic is denim. So I posted this earlier if you had questions. So I have questions here to answer, and I called it Here's the Skinny on Denim because we're hearing a lot of different things. So if you happen to be watching this live on Facebook and you have a question, go ahead and pop it into the comments and I will see it and do my best to answer it. If you watch it later on the replay and you still have a question, that is completely fine, and I will answer it then as well. So if you are watching live, be sure and let me know you're here and you're watching so I can respond to you. If something resonates with you, you know the routine, hit the like or the love emoji. And then I just ask, if you are watching it on the replay, that you put in the comments #replay so I can respond to you and follow up with you, or if you have a question. But also it's just really nice because if you put an emoji or the #replay in there, it goes somewhere in the feed and other people see it as well. So let's talk a little bit about denim. So I actually went back and thought about the history of my skinny jeans when I started wearing them and really what I was wearing before that. And I had to go back and look at pictures because it's been a good 10 or 12 years, it seems like. And so I looked back in kind of that mid 2000 range and saw myself in what I would call kind of that slimmer boot cut. And there definitely was a boot cut or a flare opening, leg opening, but it, they were slimmer through the thigh and the knee. They weren't real baggy, a lot different than, jeans have taken on so many different styles, from the pleated, tapered, high-waisted look that we had back in the 80s, and some refer to as mom jeans. Just about everything gets referred to as mom jeans now, the way that the media is. Well, if you have been paying attention at all, and even if you haven't, that's okay. There has been a lot just kind of on social media lately about, are skinny jeans out? Can I still wear my skinny jeans? And, if not, what do I do now? I have a closet full of them. And you may have heard, okay, they're definitely out. We need to get rid of. I've read about celebrities who are, clearing out all their skinny jeans. So I'm going to tell you, don't do that quite yet. You can definitely phase into some different styles, but keep wearing your skinnies if you love them. And I'm going to kind of get to that about observing with women and observing other women and how to know when to phase them out completely. There are still many skinny jeans in the stores, and so that's always an indicator. So at this point, no panicking if you still love your skinny jeans. So I can remember it was about 2008, 2009 that I started I was observing women. Again, I'm always an observer of women. This was right when I was starting to begin my style business. And so I was watching other women. I'm like, I kind of want to try tucking in my pants. I mean, it's so funny to think about now. I want a boot that I can tuck in my jeans. And obviously those slimmer cut, boot cut jeans were not going to work. It was about the same time we saw a lot more leggings. A lot of us wanted to wear longer tops with that, or sweaters to feel more comfortable. And then there came that skinny jean. Even sometimes it was referred to as the jegging. The cross between it was denim fabric, but it fit like a legging. And so that's a little bit about how skinny took over and how we all transitioned. So I would say by 2010, 11, many of us were wearing skinny jeans, but maybe didn't feel so comfortable with how snug they were. And that was a transition. It was for me. I tend to carry my weight. I would be referred to as that inverted triangle. So I carry most of my weight on the top, but my legs from the knee down are thinner. So I had to wear skinny jeans were a good thing on me, but then I had to transition because I didn't always like them so tight around my thighs. And I know that so many of you watching can relate to that. Okay, so as we kind of phased out of that boot cut, some of us kept our boot cut in flare, and others completely said, okay, you know, I don't want to wear that anymore. Let's talk a little bit about body type, because if you were one person who said, you know what, skinny jeans just really hard looking good on me. Maybe it was hard for you to embrace that style and you couldn't find a straight cut or you couldn't find a boot cut in the stores, and they were few and far between. That is very true, especially in recent years. So with the body type, most everything you'll read, and when you look at visuals and think about silhouettes, a flare or a boot cut jean is really very flattering on most body types. Again, if you think of my body type with kind of that inverted triangle, so if you think of like this, where the weight is on the top half, a boot cut really balances that out. If you think of somebody who carries their weight on the bottom half and through their hip and thigh, also the boot cut silhouette actually was great as well. And then the straight cut, which is very flattering, you would see very, very few of those. And so it was hard sometimes to create that balance in that silhouette. It's what I spent a lot of time helping women do. Well, now what's happening in the last few years, I would say the last 2 years, we saw the cropped flare come in, and I have written about it and talked about it and showed it in social media because it was one style that I really liked and that I embraced. Shoes were a little tricky, but we'll get to that. Then this year and last year, we're seeing so many more of the straight cut jeans with just straight all the way down. And some of you have said, you know, it's really better for my body type. I like that. But, you know, how do I go online? And if I can't try them on, if I'm not going to stores, how do I go online and really find what to look for? Okay, so I'm going to give you kind of a little anatomy of some denim here. So here is the typical skinny, and I'll just hold it up like this, and you can see that narrower leg opening. Back in the day, I think that leg opening, and what I refer to, and I'm going to show you how to measure that in just a second, but when we talk about a leg opening, it's just that's the bottom. And do you remember, if you've tried skinny jeans for the first time, and if you have heavier calves, you might have had a hard time getting this to look good, because the leg openings back then on some skinny jeans were really narrow, like I want to say even 7 or 8 inches. And that made it really, really hard. It was great for tucking in when you had that narrow leg opening. You might remember too, when we all started tucking in the denim, it could look bunchy around the knee and just didn't look quite right. And that's because of just how they were tapered and the leg opening. All right, so now what we're seeing a lot more of is a straight cut. So just straight all the way down, so you can kind of see that silhouette. This is what is referred to as a girlfriend jean, which is just a little bit more fitted than the boyfriend jean. So do you remember the boyfriend jean of about 10 years ago, I'm guessing. It was just kind of slouchy and a little bit looser through the thigh. Some of you may have liked that look because it was super comfortable. Really hasn't gone anywhere. You still will see those, but now it is just a little bit more streamlined, and whether it's boyfriend or girlfriend jean, it's all going to depend on the leg opening. You can see this one is just that much wider. This is a good time to show you how to take your tape measure, because when you are looking online, you want to first measure a pair of jeans that you have that you like. You like the leg opening, you like the cut, you like everything about it, and try to duplicate that. So what you're going to do is just take your tape measure and measure the leg opening of your jeans that you like, and then double it. All right, so this one is, I want to say this one is about 13 and a half or 14 inches, whereas my skinny jeans are about 9. So it kind of tells you the difference. So again, there's that silhouette. Then I have shared with you, if those of you who are in the group or read my blog, that I struggled last year to find that really good straight cut, because for me what was happening is they were a little bit bigger and there was more room through the thigh, and so it was just straight all the way down, and it wasn't the most flattering on me. I'm 5'4", so that works against me. That's one of what I refer to as my fit challenges, so that works against me. And so I had a couple pairs I just brought them back. Wasn't for me. Then I remembered I have a lot of denim. I'm just going to be honest. I have this pair, and I've had this pair for several years, and it might be deemed as a skinny, but it's really not. It is, to me, the perfect straight cut, and it's not quite as full of a straight cut, and it is, when I measured it, I want to say it was about 11 or 12. And I want to crop them more, and that's the nice part about a frayed hem. I can just cut these off. These are Paige, love Paige. And when you think of denim brands, my favorite premium brands are AG and Paige, but another brand I really love that's very affordable, there's actually 3 of them, and they would be Cut from the Cloth, Liverpool, and Wit and Wisdom, which is a Nordstrom brand. They have this Absolution, which really keeps you held in. They have, most of them have a much higher rise. And so those are have been some of my favorites because of the fit. Another thing that you want to look for is a rise. Most that works for you and that fits you well. And that all depends if you're short-waisted, long-waisted. So versus getting into all of that right now, find a pair that you really like the rise and measure it. And when you talk about measuring the rise, you want to take your tape measure and start at the crotch seam and go to the waistband. So that would be considered the rise. In this case, I want to say it's about 10 inches. Okay, some of you like that would be just way too high on you, and so you need a lower rise. So you really have to look at those measurements when you are reading the description of an item, so that you can order online. This will help you so much. Even when you go to the store, you can take your tape measure, you can measure rises. I especially did this when everything was low rise, and that didn't look so great on me. You can also take your tape measure and do the same thing with leg opening, because that will help you when you, or don't want to take 15 pairs of jeans into the dressing room. It will help you. Yeah, so anyway, that's how, I'm trying to hold this right so you would see it. That's how you would measure the rise. Okay. So the next cut that we all know is the boot cut. This is actually one by Wit and Wisdom. It's referred to as the itty bitty boot. I laughed at myself because I'm just so not used to this look again, so it didn't quite look like the itty bitty boot to me, but it's much more streamlined and fitted through the thigh, and then it goes out into the boot cut. So it's really a very flattering fit for all the reasons that I just said. So that is the boot. Then is the cropped flare. So this is one that a lot of women struggled with when it came out because of shoes, which I'll try to give you a few highlights on that. So there's your cropped flare, and you can really crop them any length you want. It could be right at the ankle. It could be just a little bit above the ankle. You will even see them online on some tall models that they will be more mid-calf. I probably would veer a little bit more towards the ankle because, again, we've talked about years ago when you had those what we referred to as capri pants, and they were that mid-calf, not the best look. So you want to go closer to the ankle bone or above the ankle bone. Just depends, again, on your frame, your body type. There's a few variables there. I actually like the cropped flare, but here is what can happen. Shoes. Because what we know so well with our little boots or even our sneakers, which of course I have embraced the style. I have so many of these slip-on sneakers, lace-up sneakers, high-top sneakers with skinny jeans, and they do not look the best with the crop flare. Now, does that mean that you have to have a heel? For me, a heel looks a little bit better. It balances out. But you can see that, and you can start getting visuals, especially when you are online. You will see different things. It's rare to see like this shorter boot with the crop flare. Something is just a little bit off. Whereas if you put a taller boot with it, you'll see fun little spring. There's white boots, there's neutral colored, lighter neutral colored boots out. And you'll see that with the crop flare. And I actually wore this with my cropped flare. Didn't do it a lot this year, just gonna be honest, but I got these last year and had these little boots and really liked that look, okay? Whether you have a little leg showing or you cover it, really doesn't matter, but just kind of start observing that. The other style of shoe that can work really well is a little bit of a wedge. So just a sandal. This one has a very slight wedge, so there's a lot higher wedges, and that can look great with the cropped flare too, as well as a mule. It's something about more of your foot showing with this cropped flare and just having a little bit, just a little bit more of a sandal look or a boot, either one. And again, it's just kind of training your eye to get that good visual, so you'll start realizing and knowing what looks good and what looks a little bit off. And then I'm always here for questions. If you have a question, this is what happens so many times with women, so get a whole outfit put together, get ready to leave, look in the mirror, and something is off, and you're not quite sure what it is, and oftentimes it can be the shoes, and that can be with any outfit. So shoes can be tough. And it doesn't have to be, it just is knowing a few rules. And I'm going to try to create some visuals just because it is so difficult for a lot of women with the shoes. All right, so one of the questions came from one of my group members is, if I keep wearing my skinny jeans, will I stand out? It's a really good question. And as I always say, observe and watch. I think there are going to be many women, just like you, just like me, who have embraced the skinny jean and want to wear that for a while. When we start seeing it fade out and not seeing them in stores anymore, then it might be time to retire a few of them. Not saying to do that quite yet. At the same time, if you're one who just really likes fashion, wants to stay current, and likes to try new things, I would add a cropped flare. I would look for a straight cut using all of those variables that I explained. Find what that good leg opening is going to be for you so that it is a flattering cut from the top of your leg all the way down, so it does look right. And keep observing. So the next question was, how do I find things online? And I kind of dealt with that a little bit. Is you really need to read your descriptions and read your reviews. And so the leg opening will be noted, and as well as the rise, if you're looking for that. measure a pair of jeans that you like and you feel good in and try to duplicate that. And again, I'm here to help. You can send me a direct message anytime. You can ask a question in the comments if you're watching this on Facebook. My last question came from a client who asked about a denim jacket and how you work that with your denim. Such a good question too. So years ago, you know, we really didn't combine a denim jacket with jeans. So here's the typical medium wash denim jacket that we all have. Some of us have several denim jackets, different cuts, maybe a lighter one, maybe a white one, whatever it happens to be. They just work. They are, to me, a wardrobe essential. You can put it over a dress. You can put it with just about anything. But how do you wear them with jeans? So back in the day, if you were to do a denim jacket with a similar wash of denim, that was referred to as the Canadian tuxedo. And that was just kind of a fashion faux pas. You didn't do that. And it's kind of an interesting story if you are curious of where the saying Canadian tuxedo came from. I Googled it last night because I was interested in knowing. It has to do with the early 50s, Bing Crosby coming to a hotel in a denim jacket and jeans. It was in Vancouver, BC. And so just Google it sometime and you'll get the scoop on that. I found it to be kind of humorous. Okay, so a few years ago, I cannot tell you exactly what year we started seeing a lot more denim on denim. So denim jackets, denim shirts with jeans, and it was, you know, typical to vary the wash. So you might have a pair of jeans with a little bit lighter wash, a little bit more distressing. You might have a top that hangs out, but you could definitely wear denim on denim. I mean, you see a lot of it now. Usually varying the wash and usually putting something in between, but not always. And go to Pinterest, you can just even Google it and see denim on denim. There have been many blog posts written about it. I think I have even written one. I want to say it was around, I can't tell you for sure, even about 7 or 8 years ago that we started seeing so much more denim on denim. So what would I say if you do not like the current styles? If you're saying, you know what, that crop flare is not for me. I don't like straight cuts and I really don't like boot cuts. First thing I would say is give it a try. Just give it a chance and don't go crazy and add all kinds of different new cuts into your wardrobe. Start with 1 or 2 styles. See what you think. Wear your skinny jeans, wear what you love, and observe. Observe other women, pay attention to blogs and social media, and you will start seeing if indeed I think skinnies are going to stay in for a while. I think they're classic. I think that we always will need some type of skinny jean in our closet to balance out when we're wearing longer things or just to get that good balance of silhouette for many different other styles that probably aren't going anywhere. And go slowly. Don't go crazy on a trend. Just try it slowly and see what you think. And don't invest heavily. Like I said, there are many denim brands that are affordable, that are under $100. Again, the ones I would steer you towards, and there are many, but my favorites, Cut from the Cloth, Liverpool, and Wit and Wisdom, which is a Nordstrom brand. And as far as higher end denim, like I said, I like AG and Paige. A lot of women like Mother. It's another one that gets really good ratings. And as I talked about going online, remember to read those reviews. Those are so important and are so helpful too when you are shopping online. And then send me a question and I will be happy to help. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in at either live or on the replay at this new time. I'm going to try to do more of this on Tuesday at noon so you can figure on it versus some of the nighttime sessions. If you're on Instagram and watching, also thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you following me. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to send me a direct message. If you are interested in the Facebook group, you can search it just by putting in Ageless Style and Beauty into the search box on Instagram, and I will come up and you can follow me, and then go to my link in the bio and I will get you right to the Facebook group. Thank you so much and have a great day, and be sure and send any more denim questions my way. If there's a topic that you would like me to cover, I have lots of ideas, but if there's something you would like me to cover, be sure and let me know. Have a great one. Thanks, everyone.